Hello everyone, I'm Woz.
And I'm Robin.
And welcome to another episode of Teas Around the World, our educational and entertaining look at the world of teas. Today we travel to Mexico to sample a tea which has that special Latin American vibe.
And we're going to be talking about one of my favorite brews today, commonly known as Hibiscus Tea. I expect some of you may be familiar with this tea already, but you may be surprised to learn about where it came from. Of course, different teas are enjoyed in Mexico, but its most famous tea is a little different.
Oh, how so?
Rather than being a brew from the Camellia sinensis plant like from our earlier episodes, this tea is actually brewed with the flowers of the hibiscus plant, and it has a very interesting history, I think, because it starts on the other side of the world. So, many people may be familiar with this tea, if you're familiar with Mexican cuisine, and so you may know that in Spanish, hibiscus tea is called Jamaica, or sometimes té de Jamaica or agua de Jamaica.
So Robin, you just mentioned that hibiscus tea is called Jamaica. Are they one of the same thing?
Yes, so Jamaica just means hibiscus in Spanish. So, in fact, this drink is so widespread there that I thought that the hibiscus plant was native to the area, but it's not. So I'd like to get into the history of it and the origin of it a little bit with you now.
Well, Robin, thank you very much for my Spanish lesson. Let's hear a little bit more about the history of the tea.
So the plant that it comes from is called the Hibiscus sabdorifa, also called the roselle. It's native to West and East Africa and Northeast India, and it grows best in wet tropical climates. Most historians agree that it was brought over to Mexico, to the Americas, in colonial times, so probably around the 1700s. And in India and other Asian countries, it's mostly grown for fiber to make cord. But in African countries, they use the flowers to brew teas.
I didn't realise that these flowers could be so strong as to make cord.
Yeah, well, actually, it's the stems and that's the part they use for the cord, and the flowers just make the tea.
Fantastic.
Actually, in Egypt, they make a very similar drink to what we're going to try today, called karkere. And in Senegal, it's the national drink, and they call it bissap.
Well, thank you so much. I've had tuition in Spanish and also the national language of Senegal and Egypt. Thank you. So, Robin, is it like any hibiscus plant?
No, it is important to understand this is a different variety than the ones that we typically grow in our gardens. So there's over 30 varieties that gardeners will grow, and most of them are not tested for human consumption, so they're not safe. Even some, such as the Rose of Sharon, we do know those are poisonous to dogs.
Okay, so please, viewers, please remember, this is sounding like a really delicious drink. And I get into one of these sort of don't try it at home moments. So please do try this at home, but please, please do not use any of the flowers, the hibiscus flowers, that you grow in your yard. Please buy it first.
Absolutely. As you can see from the photos, the ones in your garden look quite different from the ones in the store. So just go ahead and buy it from the store. It's very cheap, very easy to find. You should have no trouble. This is what it's going to look like. You can see. And you can find it at almost any store, so just buy it.
Thank you so much for that, Robin. I'm getting really excited about this, and next time I go out grocery shopping, I'm going to be looking for this. That was the helpful and interesting bit. Now let's go to the exciting bit. So, Robin, can you show us how to make this tea?
Yes, absolutely, Woz. So in the links below, you can find recipes in both English and Spanish. And you can also look in cookbooks like this one that we have here at the library, and you will likely be able to find a recipe. So, the way to make this is similar to how we do sweet tea here in the South. So first, I'm going to add 4 cups of water, that's a quart, to my pot. And then go ahead and add the sugar. This is a cup of sugar, and if you like it a little less sweet, you can put like 3/4 cup. But go ahead and add that to the pot because we need to get it all dissolved while the water is hot. But wait on the flowers. So now, start heating it up. And wait for it to boil. And as you're waiting for it to come to a boil, stir the sugar so that it doesn't melt onto the bottom. Now, once your water reaches a boil, go ahead and take it off the heat and add your hibiscus flowers, and that's 1 cup of hibiscus flowers. And let it steep for 20 minutes. So now it's been 20 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and strain out the flowers because it's ready to drink. Ta-da! Jamaica tea.
Well, we've now done the exciting bit. Now for the best bit, the taste. Okay,
Yes.
Here we go.
All right, let me pour you a glass. Look at that gorgeous color.
Wow. So I'm about to have
Ooh.
a glass of this delicious looking drink on a Senegalese beach. Yeah.
Or Mexican or Egyptian.
Yeah.
Now when you smell it, it's got a very like floral scent, I think, which makes sense. It's made from flowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect.
That is delicious. And I can see why they put the sugar in as well. It is a quite a taut flavour, isn't it? You need the sugar to overcome that acidity.
Yes. Yes, it is a sour drink. It's kind of, the taste is similar to cranberry almost, I think. And it's got like, once you drink it, it leaves a dry sensation in the mouth.
So I've got a quick question to ask. Can you add anything to this other than sugar to maybe suit individual tastes, as it were?
Yes. So a common way to have it in winter is to add a cinnamon stick to the steeping. Or you could add other spices as well, such as allspice or slices of fresh ginger. For a more fresh, summery take, you could squeeze in some fresh lime, and that would go really well with it.
I'm beginning to get visions of a Mexican version of mulled wine here, but without the alcohol, of course. Robin, thank you so much for letting me have the chance to taste this absolutely delicious drink. Now, Robin, I would imagine that Mexican families would drink this wonderful beverage as part of a dining experience. So what sort of things might they eat with it?
Well, that is a great question, Waz, and the answer is tacos, of course. So this is usually had with lunch. In Spanish, that's called comida. And so any lunch foods would work. My favorite would probably be tacos al pastor, which is a type of taco. It's pork that's spit roasted on a giant rotating spit. And I think the thing to do is to look for the restaurants that have pineapple roasting on top so that the sweet and sour juices get all through the salty meat, and it's just absolutely delicious.
It's like a sort of Mexican version of a kebab, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, it's because Lebanese people immigrated to Mexico. Yeah. It's a fusion of the cuisine. So, what's your favorite Mexican food? Do you think it would go well with it?
Well, my favourite Mexican food is actually a chicken or a chorizo fajitas. Now, basically, the restaurant I regularly go to, they bring it to you in the skillet in which they cooked the food, and it's still sizzling with all those delicious vegetables and meats there. Now, I wonder whether that might be a bit too spicy to go with this drink, but I would certainly try it. Or, for the first time, I may well try either a cheese or chicken chimichanga, or maybe a poblano pepper.
You can't go wrong, honestly, you can't go wrong. If you have spicy food with it, the sourness and the coldness kind of balances it nicely. And if you have it with more rich food, it works just perfect.
You've won me over. I'm going to have the fajitas with it. You're making me very hungry now.
I'm hungry too.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our look at this very famous tea from Mexico. If you'd like to ask a question or leave a comment, please use the space below this video, and you can also see the links below this video as well. Also, if you'd like to register a like, please go ahead, and also please subscribe to our library's YouTube channel. So, thanks all for today. Thank you very much again for joining us. Next time, we hop across the Atlantic Ocean to the Southern Hemisphere and to the home of Rooibos in South Africa. So until next time, cheers!
Cheers!